He knocked on my door after 3 months. Soaking wet, eyes burning with something I couldn't describe. And then he said it. You're all mine. I can't share you with anyone. My heart never stood a chance. Please don't forget to subscribe. And one request, please always keep smile on your face. It all started on a rainy Friday night, the kind where the skies felt like they were crying with you. Madison Blake stood at the window of her apartment, watching water streak down the glass. She didn't even hear her phone buzz at first. When she finally noticed the screen lighting up, she saw the name, Jackson Carter. Her heart twisted. She hadn't seen Jackson in nearly 3 months. Not since their explosive breakup, not since she told him she needed space, and definitely not since she'd foolishly tried dating someone else to forget him. Madison hesitated but picked up. Madison, his voice was low, intense, and still had that same edge that used to send chills through her. I need to see you. Now. The silence between them was thunderous. You can't just call me after 3 months and say that, she replied, her voice barely steady. I know. But I've tried to stay away. And it's driving me insane. You're all I think about. She bit her bottom lip. I'm not the same person anymore, Jackson. That's a lie, he said firmly. You're still mine, Mads. And I can't pretend I'm okay watching you try to move on with someone else. You are all mine. I can't share you with anyone. Her breath caught. Something about his voice, the sheer conviction in it, broke through her carefully constructed walls. Against her better judgment, she whispered, "Come over." 20 minutes later, she heard the knock on her door. She opened it slowly, finding him there. His hair damp from the rain, shirt clinging slightly to his chest. His green eyes locked onto hers, full of longing, regret, and something deeper. She stepped aside. The silence between them was heavy but charged. When he stepped inside, Madison could smell that familiar cologne, the one that always reminded her of late-night drives and whispered promises. I didn't plan this, she said, trying to stay composed. Neither did I, he said. But something snapped when I saw that picture of you with that guy. Smiling like he meant something. I couldn't take it. Madison crossed her arms. You don't get to be jealous, Jackson. I'm not jealous, he said, stepping closer. I'm desperate. Her eyes widened slightly. I didn't know how to love you the way you deserved, he said. I messed up. I let my pride, my past, and my insecurities ruin us. But I never stopped wanting you. I never stopped needing you. And tonight, I realized something. I can't breathe knowing you might belong to someone else. Because you don't. You belong to me. Her voice broke. You left. You said you couldn't handle it. I was scared, he admitted, looking down. But losing you scared me more. A moment of silence passed, thick and raw. Madison looked up at him, her heart pounding in her chest. I don't want to be someone's possession, Jackson. He stepped even closer. You're not. But what we have, it's not something I can just watch fade. It's not about owning you. It's about knowing you're mine in the way I'm yours. Exclusively. Passionately. Deeply. Her lip quivered. I still remember the way you used to hum in the kitchen while making coffee, he said softly. The way you'd read the last line of a book out loud, just to see if I was listening. I remember every scar, every smile, every fight, every laugh. You changed my life. I don't know if I can go through that pain again, she whispered. You won't have to, he promised. This time, I fight for you. She didn't speak. Instead, she looked into his eyes, searching for the truth behind the words. And what she saw was real. The rest of the night unfolded slowly. They talked. They cried. They laughed at memories, dug into the reasons they'd broken apart, and dared to imagine what it would be like to try again. As the rain continued to fall, Madison found herself leaning into him. His arms felt like home, like something she'd forgotten how much she missed. She felt safe there, even with all the risk. I still don't know how this will work, she murmured. He gently tucked her hair behind her ear. We'll figure it out. One day at a time. I'm not letting you go again. Days turned into weeks, and somehow they started fresh. Jackson showed up with flowers randomly, made her playlists again, and even left little notes on her bathroom mirror. Madison was cautious, but each moment with him began healing old wounds. One evening, while they were out on a walk through the city park, he suddenly stopped. "What?" she asked, smiling. "I have something for you." He pulled a small chain from his jacket pocket. It had a simple charm, a silver heart, engraved with M+J. Madison blinked, tears forming. "It's not about marking you," he said quickly, "but a reminder that no matter where we go, we're connected." She reached out, letting him clasp it around her neck. "You still drive me crazy," she whispered. "You drive me insane," he replied, cupping her face. "But in the best way." One night, months later, they found themselves at her place again. The lights were low, soft music playing in the background. She had just stepped out of the shower, wrapped in a robe. Jackson was in the kitchen, pouring them wine. She walked in barefoot, and he looked up, staring like he always did, like she was the only woman in the world. "You're staring again," she teased. "I always do when I see art." She rolled her eyes but couldn't stop smiling. They settled on the couch, close, fingers intertwined. "I had a dream last night," she said quietly, "that I lost you again." He pulled her hand to his lips. "You won't. Not now. Not ever." She leaned in, pressing her forehead to his. "You're intense. And you're intoxicating." He kissed her then, not rushed, not aggressive. Just deep, slow, full of emotion. The kind of kiss that told a story. That spoke promises. "You are all mine," he whispered against her lips. "And I'm all yours. That's the only way this works." "I don't want to share you either," she admitted softly. He chuckled. "Good." As the night deepened, they talked about future plans. Maybe a trip to the coast, maybe adopting a dog, maybe moving in together. But the best part was that nothing felt forced anymore. No games, no insecurities, just raw, vulnerable love. One weekend, Jackson took her to the lake where they had once shared a summer picnic during the early days of dating. He had recreated everything. The same snacks, the old playlist, even the red checkered blanket. "I wanted to bring back the moment I first knew," he said. "Knew what?" "That I'd never be okay with you being anyone else's." She shook her head, smiling. "You're such a romantic when you want to be." "For you? Always." Laying beside him, under the open sky, Madison realized something too. No matter the heartache, no matter the time they lost, this love was worth it. Messy, passionate, imperfect, but real. "You're mine too," she said, her voice firm. "I'm not letting anyone steal what we built." And he smiled, pulling her closer. "Forever?" he asked. "Forever." Sometimes love doesn't make sense. Sometimes it hurts before it heals. But when two people decide to truly see each other, to fight for one another, nothing else matters. Madison and Jackson weren't perfect, but together, they made something beautiful. And in a world full of uncertainties, they finally found something unshakable. Because when he said, "You are all mine, I can't share you with anyone," what he really meant was, "I choose you. Every single day." Please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more interesting